everybody. Thank you so much, Katie, and to Peace for this wonderful opportunity. I'm very, very honored to be part of this workshop with my co-authors. It's been a wonderful project so far to be part of. So my workshop today is called The Power of Your Vision, and it's based on Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And that is what this workshop is all about, designing and creating the life you want to, both professionally and personally. I help people find their unique voice and gain confidence to create their dream creative life. I'm Tina Bangel, founder of One Voice School of Singing based in Sydney. I'm also a vocal coach, children's book author, and the host of the podcast One Voice Can Change the World. For over 20 years, I've worked as a professional vocalist. I worked in corporate bands, sung for cabaret shows, weddings, and also performed as a vocalist for the New South Wales Police Band. I have been supporting many international stars who come and tour Australia as their support artists or their backing vocalists. These international stars include Sharon Cuneta and Martin Rivera, and they are big stars in the Philippines, and you can say that they are the Kylie Minogue and John Farnham of the Philippines. Currently, you can hear my original songs on major music platforms, as well as my podcast where I interview aspiring musicians, singers, performers, and entrepreneurs. I've worked with many up-and-coming Australian Filipino artists. You may recognize Melissa, the winner of X Factor Australia, and I've had the honor of preparing kids for shows like The Voice. Many of my students have been able to work in the industry, and some have been in professional shows like The Lion King and The Sound of Music. And here's Amy, who worked as a performer at Radio City in New York. We've also had students who've gone on to travel to LA and performed at major theme parks such as Disneyland and Universal Studios. And here's Jared, who is singing on the Sydney Opera House stage with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra and Broadway star Lea Salonga. She's the singing voice of Mulan, Disney's Mulan, and Princess Jasmine. I didn't always have this success as a teacher, mentor, or performer. I was always a shy person who was stricken with performance anxiety on stage. I felt like I was an imposter and that I didn't belong on the stage. I would learn my songs and created movement with my singing teacher, and once I was on stage, I would feel that my arm would be stuck to my body and I just couldn't move. Although my voice was fine, I was consumed with all the eyes on me and I just couldn't wait for the song to be over. It led me to be frustrated, and I started to compare myself with others, and I'd spiral into negative thinking. I made it a mission to find vocal teachers who will help me find my voice, also discover it, and then master it. Apart from that, I made it a mission to have a success-driven mindset. The learning is ongoing. I learned from people like Tony Robbins and walked on coals. I became an NLP master practitioner and tried to master my business mindset and enrolled in numerous online courses. Now I'm training to be a teacher for Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. And Jack Canfield, you might recognize, is the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. I'll be teaching you a system of success that always works when you always work the system. It's like knowing the combination to a lock. Jack introduced us to Orrin Hudson, a world champion chess player. He said, "It doesn't matter if you are young or old, male or female, black or white, graduated college or not, have a high IQ or low IQ. If you know the combination to the lock has to open. The problem is that some of you are missing some of the numbers, or you have the numbers all in the wrong order. If you don't have the right combination in the right order, it doesn't matter how hard you work, the lock won't open. Today, we're going to learn the fundamentals of that system. And this is what I realized. I had my numbers in the wrong order, and I also had some numbers missing. So let me share with you the 10 fundamentals of success that will help you towards your vision. Number 1 is take 100% responsibility of your life and your results. Act as if you are 100% responsible for your life and your results. We're going to dive into this a little bit more later down the track. Number 2 is be clear why you are here. Clarify your vision of your ideal life and in several arenas of your life, like your job and career, your finances, relationships, health, and free time. Spend some time turning your vision into specific and measurable goals. So goal setting is number 3 in the fundamentals of success. A goal is something that is measurable in time and space. How much and by when? Here's the difference between a vision or an intention and a measurable objective, a goal. So this, you can say, I'd like to increase my income versus I will have earned an annual income of $300,000 by 5 p.m. December 31, 2022. The next one is believe it's possible and believe in yourself. Set and follow times for work and rest. Use affirmations, ideal scenes, vision boards, which I love to do, and visualization. See what you want, get what you see. And once you've created those vision boards or affirmations, turbocharge them with your feelings. Be able to feel as if you are already succeeding and feel that you've already accomplished what you want. One of the most important parts is taking action, both obvious and inspired. So the obvious thing for me when I started singing was to take singing lessons from a coach. And then my inspired action would be to go to different gigs and different events, just so I can watch people being successful in their craft and watching all the things that they do that makes them successful, and then apply it to my rehearsals or my lessons. And I love this one. Ask, 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 and reject, rejection. So is there somebody that you would love to work with? Somebody that inspires you? Maybe contact them and see if they've got any space available to work with them. Or even for my podcast, I reached out to Kate Sobrano, and I was very nervous to ask her, because I find her I find her work quite inspirational, and she's very, very busy. But because she was sharing some of my posts on Instagram, and I was just very, very excited to maybe try to reach out to her and ask her if she would be on the podcast. So I was able to have her say yes to being a guest on the podcast, but unfortunately something came up on her end and we couldn't make it happen. But it wasn't a rejection, and I will reach out to her again when the time is right and have her on the podcast. Okay, and the last one on this page is solicit, welcome, and respond to feedback. If there's a goal that you have created and it's been delayed, you might have to pivot or extend the time. Then practice persistence with patience. We really need to be patient. So the next one is have an attitude of gratitude and celebrate your successes. And we're going to dive into this a little bit more too. So if you add all these fundamentals, the promise is you'll double your results and you'll be able to have more balance and more fun in your life. So you're going to be able to balance your me time, your work time, and your family time. And when people really apply this, you'll see a difference within 2 years. So repeat after me. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Let's say it again. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Motivational expert Jim Rohn said, you can't hire other people to do your push-ups for you. I wish I could. It'd be so much easier. So now I'm going to touch on two of the most important fundamentals to help you create your vision. I'm going to ask you to take 100% responsibility for your life. Act as if you are 100% responsible. When you act as if, you will see more ways in which you are directly creating, unconsciously creating, or allowing things to happen to you that you don't want. And once you discover how you are creating it, you can uncreate it and recreate it the way you want it. So here is a concept that I want you to remember. E plus R equals O. E is the event, R is response, and O is your outcome. You need to give up blaming and complaining and making excuses. Let me expand on that. Blaming the event. Most people, when they don't get the result they want, they blame others. Blaming is an R, which is a response that does not give you the O, the outcome you want. You have to change your response to get a different outcome. So many people blame their employees, competitors, parents, husband, wife, kids, prime minister. So we have to stop all blaming. We also have to stop complaining, because complaining means that you have a reference point for something that you prefer and that you're not willing to risk creating. Nobody complains about gravity. Pretend you're an old person walking down the street complaining about gravity. I hate gravity. If it weren't for gravity, I wouldn't be bent over like this. Gravity sucks. I hate it. Why don't we ever see anybody complaining about gravity? Because we can't change gravity. We only complain about things we can do something about. Let me say that again. We only complain about things we can do something about. Do you remember Martin Luther King's speech, I have a complaint? No, I hope not. He said, I have a dream. And he focused on his vision. He focused on what he wanted. So focus on what you want, not what you don't want. You have to give up all blaming, complaining, justifying, defending, and making excuses. There are only 3 responses you have control over: your thoughts, imagery, behavior, and what you say and what you do. So let's spend a few minutes and look around the room and notice all the things we're grateful for. We're calling this, well, this was inspired by Esther Hicks and Abraham, and they call this the rampage of appreciation. And you might remember the very last fundamental we talked about, being grateful. So if you combine this with being 100% responsible for your life and your results, and then be in a state of gratitude and appreciation, you'll notice a huge difference with your vibration. I'll give you an example. So I look around my room at the moment and I see the light that's shining on me. I'm grateful for that because I'm able to create videos for my students and music videos. I'm grateful for this microphone that's next to me here because I'm able to record my students' voices and we're able to create film clips. Very grateful for the technology that's around here. Like when I first started teaching singing, I did not have any of these equipment. So I'm very grateful for that. So I'm going to play some music. We're going to take 2 minutes of being grateful. And I would love you to either close your eyes or just kind of sit with the moment of being grateful. So now let's take a little bit of time to dive into this activity, the rampage of appreciation. Wonderful. We're just going to finish up. I'll give you a few more seconds. So I'd love to leave you with this question. Success can mean anything to many people. I want you to ask yourself, what is your vision? What is success to you? And I'd love for you to embrace it. That's the end of my workshop. I'm really thrilled that you were part of this workshop, and thank you so much for participating. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with me or message me on all the social media platforms. I'm at Tina Bangel. I will also be holding a vision board party with like-minded people. So if you want to come along to my One Voice studio here in Sydney on the 1st of October, feel free to visit the link at tinabangel.com/vision board party 2022. I'd love for you to attend. All the people that attend will receive a free book of the Goodbye Busy, Hello Happy book. And thank you so much again. I really hope that you can connect with me. If you have any questions, if you have any insights that you would like to share, I am able to chat to you on social media. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.